What's up, everybody? This is Team B with your host Brandon, along with me, Bill Mack here, and this is Team B Presents, and we hope you enjoy the show.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? WWE Week. Daniel Bryan retired. A lot going on. But what about that Titus O'Neil, man? He gave Vince McMahon uptight ass a bro hug, and Vincent liked that shit too much, suspended him for what, 60 days, you said? Damn.
Yes, sir. He quote grabbed Vince in a jokingly but physical way, and unquote, and Vince wasn't too happy about it when he went back. So he said he claims Vince shoved him once he grabbed him because Vince doesn't like to be grabbed like that. He's had stunners, punts to the head, kicks, dropped, rock bottoms, everything done on him. But when poor Titus O'Neil goes and grabs him a hug, Vince suspends him for 2 months.
Well, Vince got to be ready for it, man. He's got that pacemaker. He don't want that pacemaker to skip a beat like that. I'm just playing. But I think Vince is trying to provoke Black Lives Matter and all that other PC bullshit on the internet. They're going to come after him. But, yeah, Vince, he's more uptight than them bitches in Taiwan and guys, too, all them stuck-up people. He's more uptight than all them people. So, yeah, he deserved to have a bro hug, a humble hug, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And, well, somebody was viewing this. Yeah, I had some. I was dealing with some trolls this morning on YouTube, and the girl, she was like, "Why you keep? If you're not worried about trolls, why you keep replying, Brandon?" I said, "Because you're a lovely young female. That's why. I'm trying to have a conversation with you, not argue with you." I said, "That's the honest truth." I said, "If you were somebody else, I wouldn't give a fuck. But you're a female trying to have an argument with me, so I'll talk to you." And I was trying to add her on Google Plus. she accepted. You know. She said, "I went to your channel and all I saw was WWE videos." I said, "Well, hey, I do a TeamB wrestling show too. I do multiple shows, you know, topics, BYS, TeamB wrestling, you know, I do different things, bad karaoke." Talking about she couldn't find it because we were having like a Zen. It was on a Zen lecture video. That was the one that said, that's the one that said, "How can you call somebody a faggot and watch a Zen lecture? Not very Zen of you." And then it just started from there. But I got her ass good this morning because she wouldn't stop, man. She called me a pothead and shit. I said, "Girl, you are full of assumptions to not know me." Yeah. I said, "Damn, that is crazy." I said, "I think you're just talking about yourself and you're just trying to place that on me. You know, I don't smoke weed." I said, the Buddha's all about being imperfect. You know, if you claim to be perfect, you're not a holy person, really. I mean, it's unwise to say that, basically. Right. It just means you're going to mess up. If you go around saying, "Oh, I'm all perfect being," you're going to fuck up. So, anyway, yeah, and she on there cussing more than I was. And I explained everything, and then I added her on Google Plus. She accepted a friend request this morning, talking about she wanted to check out my videos and shit. And somebody's been disliking my videos. I bet you it's her. Wouldn't be surprised.
It'd be.
See, I don't mind trolls. I don't mind the comments, but don't go around disliking my videos. That's when I have to block you because the dislikes hurt my channel. My channel is just a baby. It don't need dislikes. That's serious. You know, that's going to hurt the rating of the channel. So trolls are welcome. Just if you flag me or dislike, I'm going to fucking JBL your ass.
Just do like Magnus says, man. If you like me, like and subscribe. And if you don't like me, like and subscribe. That's all you got to do.
1 million subscribers. Yeah. Shit.
Oh, Raw, man. I tell you, Raw was emotional, kind of up and down show this week, man. I'll tell you, it was kind of unexpected happened Monday night, because they'd been talking, which you and I have been seeing over the last few weeks about Daniel Bryan's health. We had been seeing this conflict that he has had where he felt like he was cleared by some doctors to be able to go out and perform. And then you had WWE's guys saying, we're not going to clear you to get out there and wrestle again, because I guess they didn't want to fault with Edge to happen to Edge and Stone Cold. But, that was I think they did a good job with their tribute to him and giving him some time really to talk to the fans and stuff. So I think it went really well. And, it was pretty good to pretty good to have that Daniel Bryan get his actual tribute on there, man, because he worked so hard over the last few years for them, and not only for them, but wrestling fans that have grown to appreciate his stuff.
Yeah, that was a wonderful segment, man. He deserved that. He was really soaking in the present moment, so to speak. He was really enjoying that because that might be his last time, but I think he'll come back like Edge once in a while, whatever. But my only thing, I thought it was perfect, but the only thing was him saying grateful like 1,000 times. That's the only that's just me nitpicking. I just would have said thank you, I love you guys, blah blah blah. But he was like grateful, #grateful. That's my only complaint. But other than that, I thought it was good. Nothing's perfect. And his wife Brie Bella coming out there at the end, perfect ending. Took me back to the Randy Savage, Elizabeth times. But he can't wrestle anymore, so yeah, it's very sad, man. I felt bad for him, honestly. That was sad.
Did y'all happen to hear about the guy who ended up getting thrown out because he was chanting a nah 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 hey hey goodbye chant? Yeah, that actually happened. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, he was like trolling out there in the crowd, and security came and dragged his ass out of there. That was wrong, man. I couldn't believe somebody went and done that. And it's like he was getting progressively louder as he was there, and security just went and dragged him out of there. I can't believe that, man. That was just wrong.
They're going to do that, dude. They're going to do that a chance. If they say somebody died on the show, you would have somebody booing because the person died, or cheering because the person died. You're going
all about that attention. Yes, attention. They want that attention, get noticed. They're 15 seconds of fame. Hey, Bill, I saw some NoDQ.com signs in the crowd Monday night and Wrestling Soup and
Tony, man, I seen that.
I was like, oh shit, that's awesome.
They trying to see who can get most wrestler on there, man. I'll tell you, it was good. Hey, well, Don Tony, he had to post that on Facebook when anything like that happens. You don't get no post from him, but he had to post on there and let them know the Donzilla army is alive and well, Yeah,
and Kevzilla, fucking bragging ass motherfuckers, but DT is, but Wrestling Soup, man, they followed me on YouTube last week. I was just so surprised by that. That was Missionary following me. He was laughing at that Michael Jackson death report video, controversial video I posted, just clickbait, but it's entertaining. Just depends on your taste. But he was laughing his ass off, and he subbed to me. I was like, yes, awesome.
Good to get Missionary, man. I'm proud of you. Shoot, that's
I wish I could get him in the hangout, man. He could just laugh. That Barney laugh he does. That sell the show right there. How's he do it, Bill? I can't do it. I have my Seth Rollins laugh. He's got a whole different mindset of laughter. I can't touch
it. My throat's...
it's tough.
It's tough to do. Yeah, I can't.
It's tough to do, man.
It is, but it's so funny, man. But I'm glad you got subscribed, man. Whenever you get one of the big fish like that who subscribe to your channel, man, that's like you're like, yes, I'm I'm doing something now. When you get
it's like a milestone, dude. And they might see this video because it'll pop up in their subscriptions. It'll pop up in their feed there, so they might actually watch this. Possible. I even posted in their room too.
Yeah, you crank out videos, man. They'll notice because it'll pop up more often. I mean, if you clear the cache out of your computer and log into YouTube and just do a search, anything related with yours, it'll come up to the side, and it just shows you right there that you don't necessarily have to be looking at it or looking your particular name up for something of yours to pop up there. So I imagine they get that same thing.
Yeah, it's growing, man. It's taking forever, but like I said before, 1 year from now, it should be, pretty good. I said, hopefully I'll reach 100 subscribers a year from now. I said this 2 months ago. Now I'm at 81 subscribers, so it's picking up a little bit quicker, but, it's still kind of slow, but other than that, I still enjoy it. If I just had 25 subscribers, I would do it. If I only reached, if that was my max I could ever reach, I would probably still do it. I just enjoy making videos and things like that. Yeah. So, all of us love making videos. That's why we're doing this video right here, and which is a quick plug for me, for you people out there watching, to like and sub, please, pretty please, and check out Bill's channel and Ravenous Specter's channel. They're both featured channels on my channel. Check them out. Good stuff, way better than mine, because my shit sucks, but my shit's more boring than a Sheamus promo. I try though.
Oh, don't even say that, man. Come on, it's not worse than the Social Outcast as they are.
And that actually gotten a little bit better. A Social Outcast. I saw almost.
Bo Dallas is a man.
yeah, they get a little bit better. I think they might get that New Day push to them where they start getting real funny and over the top. Maybe that's just wishful thinking. I thought they did pretty good on SmackDown. It's amazing how AJ Styles never wrestles on Raw anymore, but he's always featured on SmackDown.
Which is fair. They put him. I don't know why. Maybe they'll try to get him weaned into the wrestling because they consider Raw their big one. SmackDown's their small one. So what they do is they put him on there, let him get used to the ring size, dimension wise, work on what they feel like he needs to work for to put him on the big show, on the big stage. They've already got him.
That's what I was thinking, but it also could be a clickbait to make us watch SmackDown. Because I actually like SmackDown more with AJ on there. I'd rather him be on Raw, but it makes me watch SmackDown. That could be a reason too. He's the invisible SmackDown World Heavyweight Champion. That's what he would be. But yeah, he smashed Miz teeth there, man.
Yeah.
Chris Jericho, man. Chris Jericho's. I'd give Chris Jericho a chance. He's kind of cool sometimes, but he made that corny line. What was it? Someone lost their two front teeth. I just didn't.
Oh yeah.
I was like,
song or whatever.
Yeah, cringeworthy. Just that part.
It was.
Funny about how he went there and took everything down, and it took Jericho.
Oh, yeah, that was awesome. That was an awesome segment. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah. He took the mat up.
Marathon 2000 came back. Whatever the fuck.
Come down there at the center and the potted plant that Dean Ambrose give him, and the stool that Roman Reigns give him, and put it there and right underneath it just to set the mood for highlight reel. So, yeah, man, it was something else though. But I thought it went over funny. Man, I like those three interacting together, man. I was like, why don't they have a match with those three guys? You got AJ, you got the veteran, Jericho in it, and you got The Miz. Poor Miz, I feel so sorry for Miz because The Miz never really gets to fight anymore. He's good at it, commentating and doing Miz TV,
Yeah, but he's so good. He's so good at drawing heat, though, because people cannot stand his ass. Like that promo he had with AJ last week, where he was calling him the country boy from Georgia, you're just a rookie redneck and all this other shit. People are booing the shit out of him. He's good for drawing heat, and he's good for doing, like, late-night show interviews and marketing and shit like that. That's why they keep The Miz around. But other than that, nobody gives a fuck about The Miz. I never liked The Miz as a heel or...
I thought he did in the Real World, when I used to watch the Real World when he was on it, and he would wrestle. I was like, this guy's pretty good. He would be good he'd be pretty good if he could ever wrestle. And then when he come to find out when he started doing the Tough Enough stuff and all, but to me, I think that they need to have a match at Fastlane, and it ain't even got to be a big advertised match, because sometimes on WWE and their pay-per-views they'll have one match where people hit their spots, but it's not a big push match. And I think that it would be good to have those three guys kind of have just a regular basic match to kind of throw them all in there together, because WWE's pay-per-views have really sucked, and they come really close to at the end of the line going off early because there's not enough content they put in to fully fill it up, But
well, the Rumble was okay, even though Roman Reigns leaving and coming back didn't make too much sense, But I thought the Rumble was okay. But every time I see the Fastlane promo, I was like, I think about Fast and the Furious, man. And I like the Fast and the Furious series. I am a nerd, but I do like my action stuff from time to time, and I do like racing. So every time I see that promo for Fastlane, I'm like, oh, Fast and the Furious. Oh wait, no, it's fucking Roman Reigns. Ugh, kill me. Somebody please shoot me in the head, please.
What you think of that attitude moment that Ambrose brought about when he was calling Brock out?
See, that was the best part of Raw to me, next to Daniel Bryan, because I love that, man. That was fucking awesome. Yeah. Okay, so Dean Ambrose comes to the ring, and he's calling out Brock Lesnar. Wait a minute. That was later in the show. It started off with a contract signing. Stephanie's there talking about we're going to have no physicality in this contract.
Right up in Brock's face, man.
So Reigns, Ambrose, Brock all come to the ring, sign a contracts, and then Dean Ambrose gets in Brock's face, and Brock's just, I think he punched him, and then he hit Roman Reigns with the table, then he F5'd Dean Ambrose, and that was just fucking awesome, man, because I'm a Brock Lesnar fan, even though he's just part-time motherfucker, but that was awesome. Yep. And then later in the show, Dean Ambrose is like, I know I'm going to get my ass whipped, but I just want to get one hit on him. I just want to hit him just once. And then he got Brock in the ring, and Brock was laughing in his face. Brock threw his ass all over the ring, beat his ass, and eventually Roman Reigns came out and was like, hey, man, y'all need to quit, man. Don't kill him, man. And then Dean Ambrose low blowed Brock Lesnar, which I thought was kind of clever, so that was hilarious. He got his hit in. So.
Yeah, but see, they use Roman Reigns' music as a distraction.
Oh, yeah.
For Brock. I hated that because did you, if you notice, I don't know if Raven saw it too, did you notice how Ambrose, when he first walked by Roman, he gave him that look kind of like, I had this. I told you I had this, but it kind of looked kind of serious. I'm like, wait a minute here. For a brief second, if you go back and look when he walked close to Roman, he had this kind of look on his face like, I told you I had this. I don't need you to come out here. Because he had a plan.
No, he said, I think he said, I told you I would get him or something.
Yeah, but I'm saying you kind of looked in his eyes, that look he gave him before he said that, and that was kind of like a look where, I got him. I told you I had him, before he said what he said. It's just that look.
Yeah, it's like I got him, but you didn't need to come out here type of look.
Yeah. I mean, that's the kind of look, that's the impression I got when he looked at Roman, but not before he said anything, but just how he looked at him before he said anything was kind of what I got. And I'm like, okay, does that mean maybe a potential split? Roman thinks he's got to go out there and save Dean every time.
Yeah, they've been teasing that for a year now because they're always talking. Roman Reigns is always talking about how Dean Ambrose is his boy, his best friend, like they're going to turn on each other.
And
they're just such best friends,
And I noticed Heyman kept calling Dean Ambrose little brother and calling Roman Reigns big brother.
Yeah, I noticed that.
They gave that difference in, like, when you call one bigger or little, older, younger, when you start doing that, I'm kind of like maybe they're laying the little groundwork for maybe a split between the two,
I think that's going to happen, honestly, at Fastlane. I really do think something is going to occur between the both of them.
I hope it does, dude. Me and Bull have been talking about this for weeks, man. We're like, when are you going to give us that split? I mean, people are too much in Dean because of what Dean done towards what you brought up, and Dean went right up into Brock's face. Roman just stands there looking pissed off at me. But Dean got that contract, and he went right up and got right up in Brock's face. It didn't matter if he hit him, and then when he did that F5 on him in the ring later on, he just kept looking at him. And he was just like kind of grinning at him, and I'm like, Stay down, Dean. But Dean's getting right back up, man. It was just
about to say, hey, yo, Adrian, I'm still here.
Yeah. Stay down, Rock. And he's going to get up. He's going to get up. Stay down, Dean. But, that's why people like Dean Ambrose, because he's a badass. He can get his ass beat, like I told Bullet last time we were talking. He can get his ass beat, but he takes a good ass whipping, but he'll get back up and still continue fighting on. That's what I like about him. I just want them to drop Reigns. I just so want them to go ahead and turn him heel.
Mm-hmm.
Every time I see Roman Reigns, I want to run the vacuum cleaner sound effect. I swear, man.
Yep, that's right.
Every single time I see Roman, I like him less and less. I see the marquee value in Roman Reigns, but people just don't give a shit about him. He's got the Hollywood look to him or whatever the case, but But he ain't got no wrestling. I mean, he can wrestle a little. He's just average.
It's his promo work, dude. He can wrestle. Yeah. He can put on a good match. It's just people get so fed up. When I thought he looked cool when he come down to the ring, and he looked all pissed off at me. He didn't have to say a word, but his presence when he walked down to the ring, I said that's what he needs to have. Let him be a heel. Let him be a badass heel that ain't got to talk, because he had a presence about him coming down the ring entrance. Did you see when he came down to the ring entrance how he looked kind of that seriously badass, angry type person?
Yeah.
You know, that's what he needs to have, man. I think, you know, I'm sure you'd agree, that's the kind of what he needs to have, but have maybe Heyman, if Lesnar goes out for a extended period of time, let Heyman be his manager, man. That could work.
That way he won't say tater tots anymore. Tater tots.
Yeah,
Tater.
give it to Heyman. Give it to Heyman. Let Heyman talk for Reigns. Reigns needs someone to talk for him because he sure as crap can't do it.
This is what you do. You put Roman Reigns with the Usos, turn them all heel, and be the Shield 2.0. Because everybody loved Roman Reigns in the Shield. Let him come out there with the Usos, and they all be badasses. Because the Usos, they can talk. And they can wear, I don't know, some kind of attire that matches, I guess. No, don't dress Roman Reigns up like a Fruit Loop, but dress like the Usos, more like the Shield or something. I don't know, like Shield 2.0, Usos, Reigns, heel promos. They're not with the Authority, but they kind of cut deals with them.
Well,
Like, you know, like Jason was saying, do it like that. The Usos and Roman Reigns, heel faction.
Well, who did that last night, dude? With the did somebody turn? I mean, I thought I mentioned seeing that last
Oh, yeah,
night.
because I was reading your Facebook post. I forgot to mention one part, too, because I said the Brock segments were good. Yes, he's a part-time guy, but for the 2 segments he did, I thought it was pretty good. But I forgot to mention on there the Dudley Boys heel turn was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was awesome, dude. I love that, man. That was awesome.
Yeah, I love that, man.
I was laughing and laughing.
I'll tell you what's my match.
Exactly. I was like, yes, take the Usos down and their boring asses. Go ahead, take them down.
That was
Love
awesome.
I thought it was kind of weird because I saw when they were in the back, because like I said, I watched most of it. I saw where the Dudleys were kind of pissed because the Usos were doing a ladders and a tables match against them, and they're like, well, ever since we've been here, we've been trying to, to do this and all. And I'm like, oh, you see some tension there and whatnot, but
we could break tables better than you guys. Now, come on, let us in the match. We can break those tables better than you guys. Tables are. It was just cool to see an actual a classical heel turn on Raw. That's why it was so cool. They just turned on the baby faces and threw them through the tables, and I just thought that was awesome. You ain't seen that in a while on Raw, actual heel turn like that. Remember when HBK super kicked Hulk Hogan in that tag match before SummerSlam? Just that classic heel turn.
Mm-hmm.
So I like the Dudley Boys segment. They're better off as heels, man. In my opinion, at this point. And a New Day segment was pretty good. I done forgot what they did, but Mark Henry. Yeah, that was funny as shit.
Yeah.
But I like Raw. Overall, I give Raw a thumbs up because Mark Henry. I was hoping he would stay with the New Day though, because Vince is always trying to negotiate with Mark Henry. Like, come on, man, stay with us another year. Don't retire, because he's planning retirement. I'm like, okay, maybe they're going to put him in the New Day and keep him that way. But nah, he left. He said he didn't want no dildo on his head, which I don't blame him for that. But, that was fucking hilarious. I think he would fit right in with the New Day, honestly.
Oh, yeah. I'll tell you what, man, what also good last night. Now I'll give it a decent match. The Charlotte-Alicia Fox match was actually a decent match to watch. It wasn't a big-time match, but, I mean, as far as trying to grade a women's match, I actually thought their match was pretty decent last night because Alicia Fox can wrestle. They just never use her because
right.
The Bellas. But I think that they done. If I was grading, I would say maybe a C+ or low B. But I thought it was actually a decent for a short match. I thought it was a decent match. And the Becky Lynch match, there's a good history because Sasha Banks come out there last night to do commentary.
Her lizard self.
Oh, she looked so hot. She come out there and then she was talking about how she wasn't teaming with Becky, but she didn't like it being 2-on-1, and how Bad needed her. She didn't need Bad, and then it showed when Becky went out there to check on her. Then so she got in the ring and Tamina ended up giving her that super kick or whatever, and beat her. But that Kevin Owens, man, he continues on to make me laugh every time I watch Raw. Every time I watch Raw, man.
Yeah, well, at least it was a fuck finish Monday night. It wasn't a clean pin hit. He got distracted by Dolph Ziggler, got rolled up. So I don't know what the fuck's going on. I think it's just leading up to a Ziggler Kevin Owens match.
That shocked me.
Yeah, I mean they should build Kevin Owens up for the Undertaker at WrestleMania.
How many times, and Ravis, how many times have you ever seen them use Ziggler, which is a face mid-card, use a roll-up pin on Kevin Owens to win a match with his legs on the ropes? I don't remember the last time I ever seen Ziggler win a match. Not talking about heel Ziggler, but he was a face. He was the face in this between him and Owens.
Yeah, the stupid commentators were trying to justify it, talking about, well, Kevin Owens was trying to cheat, so he done it to him,
Yeah, I figured that was probably the reason for them doing that. Or, I mean, because of the fact of the whole thing, I guess in the past up until now, what been dealing with Dolph Ziggler and also dealing with Kevin Owens, I guess coming from a character standpoint, it probably was like, well, we're going to go ahead and just have Ziggler go ahead and do this so that it can act like he's getting one over on Kevin Owens, knowing the type of character and the type of heel that Kevin Owens is.
Mm.
Well, yeah, Kevin Owens is so strong, you have to cheat to beat him, kind of like a Brock Lesnar type. So, I mean, you can justify it that way,
It was just surprising to me.
It looked like Ziggler hurt his shoulder in the match, and it looked like they called the match quick. Maybe they had to end the match quick because it looked like he got hurt there for a second. I don't know if he was selling or if that was real.
I think he was selling because I haven't saw anything today that mentioned anything about him being legitimately hurt, injured.
Oh, let's backtrack for a second. On Sasha Banks, did you see her and Bayley on Up Down Down Mortal Kombat 10?
Yeah.
Oh man, Sasha was so pretty. Man. She's so pretty.
Poor Bayley trying to play Mortal Kombat. She just needed to leave that alone. She's getting her
Bayley talking, I'm gonna work on instinct here, and she got her butt kicked there. That was fucking hilarious.
Yeah, that's a good channel. I like that.
Very good channel, yeah.
But,
that's one of the best things about WWE. It's better than the WWE Network. Nah, I'm just playing. I like the WWE Network. Network's pretty good, actually. If your internet's fast forward, ladies and gentlemen, WWE Network is actually worth it. I think. Shit, you can't beat that. $10 pay-per-views. Not to mention all the archives and Swerved and 10-minute interviews with Renee Young.
Oh, that's my baby. Oh, I love Renee Young. Now, don't worry.
Don't tell Ambrose that.
But I tell you, man. Ravenous, me and Bullet was watching Up Down Down the other week, and they were showing the interview. She was interviewing Xavier. They were playing the Star Wars Battlefront game, and she was interviewing. I was like, the whole time I was watching her, man, and the way she was talking, like she's somebody that you could like to be with. She's not like the other girls to where you couldn't take them out and have fun playing video games or just joking around, because she's got that personality. I mean, that's what I was like, well, I still like Becky Lynch, but I kind of like Renee now. And then when she did the she's on the Divas, Total Divas thing.
She's cool, man. She don't have a stuck up personality like white women in Taiwan. These people, she don't have that stuck up personality about her. She's down to earth, and she sounds like you said. She sounds like she's giving you an interview when she's talking to you. It's because she was just born to do it, man. Like Mean Gene Okerlund, just born to do it. She's good at her job.
Did you watch Ride Along? Did you watch the Ride Along series yet? Did you see who the second?
Not yet. Not yet. My only complaint with the WWE Network, is seeing Jerry Springer on the WWE Network. I don't want to see. That just takes me. That's so old, man. That's the 90s.
Yeah,
I just not feeling that, man. I'm not feeling that. I don't like Jerry Springer too much. He's a shady man. He's a Sharpie and fraud type. Because I've heard him on Larry King giving interviews. He's like, oh, it's all about tricking people and shock value and shit, which is smart, but I just don't really agree with it.
Well, Ravenous, what do you like on is there anything on the WWE Network that you pretty much like or you enjoy watching other than the pay-per-views?
Well, honestly, I mean, truthfully, the only thing that I'll watch on WWE Network besides the pay-per-views is NXT. I mean, I don't really bother watching anything else. I mean, sometimes I may go on there and I may watch one of the maybe watch like an older pay-per-view from years ago, like from WCW or WWF at the time, or something from ECW or something along those lines. If I have a hankering to actually want to watch some wrestling, but overall, I'm pretty much just sticking with the pay-per-views and NXT, because I've tried out some of the other ones. I tried looking at Swerved, and speaking of which, I should really say that I really need to check out Table for Three and also check out JBL's What Legend Talk or something that he does. I've been meaning to actually do that, and I haven't done it yet. I've been wanting
Me too. Table for Three has been hyped up to be really good by a lot of podcasts. I want to check that shit out too.
Yeah.
Especially the one with Medusa, Molly Holly, and the other chick. Or they're just talking about that. That's what they were calling her, Snake Plissken. Phil, remember that? Yeah, I want to check that out. Yeah, Table for Three. I actually forgot about that.
Yeah, and I haven't seen either. I do like that new series, the Ride Along, because what they do is they take two separate vehicles and the wrestlers ride together, and they just talk about stories while they're driving from.
Oh, road stories. Cool.
It's like last week was the first episode was Ziggler was riding with Miz, because they're both from Cleveland, they're both from Ohio. And then another car was New Day, and it was just so funny watching him interact and stuff and talking back and forth. The show was only like 20, 30 minutes, but I mean it was a pretty decent show. But like you said, Raven said, I've got to try to check out the Table for Three. I've not seen it yet because I basically, like him, I've went back and I started watching a lot of WCW Nitros from the beginning, trying to watch them and stuff, and I hadn't gotten a chance. But that Table for Three and the second edition of Ride Along comes out last week. Come out this past week, but I'm gonna try to watch it and get a chance to see how it is.
Yeah, I've been watching some old school SummerSlams on there. I was thinking about checking out some Royal Rumbles too. I've been watching a lot of 2007, 2008 WWE around that time frame.
Oh, sleepest moment of Raw. What's up with Goldust dressing up like Jimi Hendrix, trying to play the guitar outside with the R-Truth? Are they trying to do a Booker T?
Goldust reunion? Yeah, that's what it is.
That glitch in his when he's trying.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, when he got electrocuted so many years ago, and it's kind of really stupid when it boils down to that, because when it first happened, it was in his character. And then he got out of doing it. And then, like, when he was with Stardust, he didn't act that way. And now all of a sudden he's acting again. And I'm just like, okay, I know why they're doing it. They're doing it because they want him to have some humor, because they're obviously, they're going to end up making a tag team between him and R-Truth. And him and R-Truth together probably really have some good, they're probably going to have some good chemistry, especially when it comes to, like, comedic performances or whatever, because R-Truth is already funny as it is. But I think he needs to get more ring time.
I know, and Bullet was talking about that last night about we were talking about R-Truth, him going out there and setting the ladder up in the middle of the ring.
Yeah, that's kind of hard. Where's the briefcase?
Black Lives Matter is going to be calling WWE, man. I'm telling you. Them PC groups, you can't do that. That's prejudice,
Yeah, screw PC.
It's stupid, man. Everybody's fighting and nobody's paying him no attention. He goes under the ring and gets that ladder, rings in the middle. Nobody is still paying him no attention. He ain't looking up. He's focused on getting that ladder. And he climbs up and he goes, where's the briefcase?
Yeah, I got offended, man. I was like, man, that reminds me of my old coworker. Shit, I'm offended. My coworkers act that way.
He's so funny, though, man. I mean, R-Truth, what was it? What was the last time he did that? Was it WrestleMania when he went out there? Bullet, you and I were watching. Didn't he go out there for something with WrestleMania and he wasn't? What was that he did last time? He did that 2 times before. One time was when he thought
he cut a promo for Money in the Bank, and they said, "You're not even in the match, R-Truth." That might have been
that was when Roman Reigns and him was out there, and he come out there talking about when he was younger and he's fought through adversity, and like, what? He said, what? He says, "You're not even in the match." He's like, "What? You know what? My bad."
Oh, my bad.
My bad.
Yeah, I remember that.
R-Truth is funny, though, man. But I mean, hey, the dude is 50 years old, man. I mean, he's
right.
He's pulled his time. He's done a lot of wrestling, man. But that whole Jimi Hendrix thing, dude, I can't stand that, man. I was
all Goldust's got to say is, well, old disorders come back. Like I was done with the disorder, and it came back to me. Now I don't know what I'm doing.
But
it came back to me.
And then they had the big old the Lucha Dragons. Didn't they make their surprise return back last night? On Raw, didn't they make their return back together?
Ooh, it was cut out of the Hulu version, unfortunately. But maybe
the league.
Bunch of Dragons were cut from Hulu.
Yeah, the League of Nations. The League of Nations fought Del Rio and Rusev Poo fought the
Rusev Poo.
Yeah, and they made their surprise about last night. But and come find out though, Lucha Dragons ended up winning the match. So here you see the League of Nations falling down apparently.
Was Sheamus on Raw?
I didn't see Sheamus.
Okay, because I've noticed he's been absent the past couple of weeks.
Well, did he? Let's see. Yeah, I've noticed that too. I don't know if he ain't been suspended or nothing, and I hadn't read. Well, no, didn't they say he was injured? Remember the other week they said something about him being injured? I think he's injured.
I don't know. I just keep assuming Vince and Steph's pissed at him about the ratings declining a couple of months back.
Mm-hmm. But
That's what I'm assuming. Like a YouTube troll, I just assume shit about it,
Well, I think it was just I don't know. I thought he was injured because he got hurt, and I'm like, damn, and now Sheamus is hurt, But the whole backstage segment with New Day and them because it was like the Dudleys wanted to do a 8-man tag match, and they were like, "There's 3 of us, don't you know? We can't have that kind of match." And then end up asking Mark Henry, and Mark Henry played the trombone.
Yeah, did you know that was Mark? But before they showed Mark Henry on camera and they were hyping him up, did you know that was Mark Henry? Because I guessed that. I said they're talking to Mark Henry, because they said you're a ladies' man and you're strong. I said they're talking to Mark Henry, and sure enough,
he grabbed that hand out there. I was like, oh yeah, that's Mark Henry now.
Yeah.
And he was out there starting to dance. Him and Big E. We're getting in this little contest, and remember Mark Henry says, "I did this 20 years ago."
Yeah, that was hilarious. Yeah,
it was. But I didn't get to. Now you might have to take over the tag match. I didn't see anything past that. The only other match I did see was
the match. That tag match, ladies and gentlemen, was fucking awesome. That was an awesome tables match, and you had a nice swerve at the end of it. I like that table. I thought it was pretty good. Action packed. I weren't being too critical of it when I watched it. Did you guys like it? I know you guys like the Dudley heel turn, but did you like the actual table match? I thought it was pretty good.
I didn't get to see it. That's why I was asking you.
It was. Yeah, I guess it was all right. Yeah.
Yeah. Action packed.
Hold on, folks. It's time for today's Bill Max Raw rating report. The ratings for Monday night's WWE broadcast showed that there was an increase after following the previous week. Yes, indeed, Bull, there was an increase this time. Just like last week, there was a decrease, and now they built it back up. Monday night's episode drew a whopping 3.727 million viewers and a 1.37 rating in the 18 to 49 demographic, which are up 11 and 12% from last week's 3.383 million and 1.22 demographic. So, and in comparison to last year, February 9th episode of TNA Impact, which we haven't talked about, brought in a 3.658 and a 1.21 demographic. So actually, Impact scored almost as good in their slot as WWE did.
Really?
Yeah, they brought in 3 point. It's Raw brought in.
You sure? I heard that TNA pulled 300,000.
No, because right here it's saying that Monday's episode 3.727 million, and TNA brought in 3.658, and their demographic was 1.22, and TNA's is 1.21. So if they weren't very far behind.
That's good.
So
I want TNA. I want TNA to do good to rival WWE because it only make it good. You know, competition's always good. You know, for companies like that.
Yeah, they're hitting those almost trying to hit those 4 million.
I tell you what. Yeah, I tell you what I want to check out, which is going up in the ratings too. I heard they got like 90,000 views or something like that. Lucha Underground.
Oh yeah,
I want to check that out, man. I heard it was awesome. You seen it?
Well, I watched season 1, but what happened was I read the reviews for season 2, and they said that what really hurt them was that Lucha Underground is not wrestling; it's a TV show, like a TV show there. And there's no.
Jim Cornette had a lot to say about that. Jim Cornette,
there's a lot of actors, and I think that kind of killed the mystique of it a little bit because even Solid Monster, and hashtag shout out to Solid Monster, sign was off.
Yeah, sub to me, Solo.
Yeah, he mentioned it, himself. I mean, I like Lucha, but it lost its mystique a little bit, and you see too the fact that it's become more of a wrestling. It's not a wrestling show; it's just a TV show.
It's kind of like the movie The Wrestler.
Yeah,
kind of like that. Yeah.
You gotta.
I gotta watch it before I can give an opinion about it, but I definitely want to check it out. I can find it on YouTube, but it's in Espanol, and I just don't like that.
Look up the El Rey Network on YouTube.
Okay, this in English?
El Rey Network is in English.
All right. I'll check it out, dude, because I'm very, very interested in checking it out. I mean, I don't care if it's a TV show. I just watch it for what it is because I heard it was really cool. They had this crazy character on there feeding bugs to one of the divas on there or something like that.
They're women. Dixie Star and that other girl that's with them. There's some pretty divas, but they fight just like the men do. They fight the men on that show. So I'm like, okay, hey, you want to fight them? Sure, go right ahead. But
because they do it in the UFC, feminist groups need to shut up with that crap. Because in the UFC, women fight, so why the fuck can't they fight? Oh, I know, because it's cross-gender, a woman fighting a man. But if they agree to it, should be no problems.
Ravenous, have you checked out Lucha? Have you saw Lucha Underground? Have you? I know you might have heard about it, but have you had a chance to see any of the episodes, either from last season or the new season that's come out?
No, I haven't. I haven't even bothered to watch any. I've been interested in wanting to check it out. I actually checked at one point to see if El Rey was on my satellite, but turns out it wasn't. I would have had to actually order it, but I haven't even bothered to do that at all. But I do believe I've seen some posts on Facebook of some wrestling pages that I'm with that have been posting episodes on there, but I haven't really sat down to watch any of them. I think I've seen like maybe a couple matches from it online at one point, but that was it.
Well, they have some good matches. Bullet, you've watched some of it, hadn't you?
I've seen maybe 1 or 2 matches, but I was hoping it would come to Hulu or Netflix. It'd be awesome if it came to Hulu, man.
Well, see, I thought it was going to. They've done like their seasons already. The season's already taped. The whole season's already done. I watched it with John Morrison on it. I watched it when Del Rio was on there. I watched it with Chavo Guerrero. He's on there. I saw, but he does wrestle.
Hey, was Chavo Guerrero driving a golf cart saying he was Mr. Whitey?
Actually, in Lucha, they actually let you to wrestle in Lucha, where Vince gets a kick out of using you as a toy when you're in there. But it's not so bad at all that they would actually let them fight when they fight. It's a really good. It's good. It's good show. That's why I said they lift Del Rio up, because Del Rio can actually wrestle if they allow him to. So
I know, man. I like Alberto Del Rio. I'm disappointed that he's went flat again in WWE, because Alberto Al Patron and Lucha was pretty good from what I read about it, and I like Alberto. He's got that classical wrestler attire to him, and I like his gimmick. But see, what happened was when he used to come out with the car, and he had his own ring announcer. That was the peak. He don't have none of that anymore.
He's really great in the ring, but on the mic, I
think he's got everything.
I think
fell flat, dude. Just fell flat.
Well, I don't know if you're of Hulu caught it, but there was one more other unexciting match before Daniel Bryan was Titus O'Neil versus the Mongoose. They called him the Mongoose.
Nah, it was cut from Hulu. I didn't see that.
It was the Mongoose Adam Rhodes, and he went out there with the Social Outcast, and there was a back and forth match, and he went out there and interfered. Slater did, and Rhodes ended up with the pin on Titus O'Neil. So that was kind of a short breakdown of that match. Wasn't a lot of Hulu hoopla to it, but
Hulu gets to the point. Hey, Justin, did you see Leo Kruger back in NXT? That gimmick he had, Adam Rose's previous gimmick, or he's kind of sadistic.
No, I never
look
seen
it up. Yeah, look it up on YouTube. Check it out.
NXT. Yeah, it's on NXT. The earlier seasons or the earlier shows.
He was just like a Bray Wyatt, and I think that's why they changed his persona, because he was too much like Bray Wyatt. But hell, have him join the Wyatt family. I mean, I don't know.
And some more upsetting news for CM Punk fans, as you realize he was just now announced.
I want to talk about that. Go ahead, Bill.
Yeah, he had his first debut set up against a unknown basically wrestler or fighter, Mickey Gall. Either they were scheduling it for either June or July, But now it was announced just as recent as today that CM Punk is going to end up having to undergo back surgery to repair a herniated disc in his neck.
Man, talk about a midlife crisis. He's 38 years old, wanting to try out the UFC. I'm all about trying out new things, but man, come on. And I heard the fight was going to be fixed, but I didn't know he had a back injury or whatever. I just heard about the reporter that he got smart with, because he don't like to be asked wrestling questions. Newsflash, CM Punk, your whole career was wrestling. Of course people are going to ask you about it. That's what you were known for. That's what I mean. I understand he wants to be known as Phil CM Punk Brooks, and he wants to do his own thing in UFC. That's cool, but you got to understand that you got your fame from WWE, and people are going to ask you about it. What's the difference between WWE style, UFC style? People are going to ask him them questions, and he shouldn't get an attitude about it. That's the reason UFC got him to sign a contract, because he brings in good media attention. So of course they're going to ask him WWE questions. He could just say, "Well, that's the past," but here's the difference. I mean, he ain't got to be a fucking asshole about it.
I think if it had been 5 or 6 years ago, and he was established already in UFC by now, he wouldn't have that problem. But anytime anything like you just said, when people are new to something, out of something you've known them from before, now you imagine Brock probably had the same questions asked him when he left WWE to come to UFC.
Yeah, but Brock talked about it. He's like, "Well, man, that was playland. It was all fake. I'm in the real." At least he said something.
Yeah.
He pretty much just trashed WWE.
Yeah. Once you've established, though, you didn't hear anything about Brock with WWE. He wasn't getting.
He didn't have to, right? He did not have to. So let CM Punk win a couple of fights, and they ain't got to talk about his WWE career. But until then, people are going to question him about it. He needs to understand that.
But he's saying here, he told MMAfightingmag.com, he said, "My back's always been bothering me. Figured it was just wrestling shit. Turns out it was. It got bad enough to the point where I couldn't do anything the week before I went to train with the New Jersey Devils last month. One day I could manage, the next day I couldn't. I've been in agony for almost a month. Chiropractor, acupuncture, massage, cryotherapy, and nothing worked." And he said his post-surgery recovery is expected between 4 to 6 weeks, and he still plans to fight in 2016. He is signed with the UFC.
It's a fixed fight, probably. But
probably will. But this guy here was I thought I read his record he was like a 2-0 guy. Somebody just which is fine, because CM Punk don't need to fight somebody that's gonna just whip his ass in the ring.
Yeah, he can't get embarrassed, man. They gave him a good contract and a good sum of money for a reason.
Start him out at the bottom and let him work his way up with these other guys, just like they would typically do. But that's what they have basically said, though. But and then last least comes down is of course what Bullet B and I were talking with at the beginning. Ravenous for you came in was Daniel Bryan's farewell speech. He was He took the time. He thanked his family, thanked the wrestling fans. He explained, like Bullet said, he was telling me how grateful he was for everything.
Yeah, he just said that. That's just me nitpicking. He just said grateful just a little too much. The rest of it was great. You know, I just me nitpicking.
But it was a good feel good thing. Yeah, and he was getting a yes chant. He wanted to get one last yes chant before he left. He had to who was it? Don Tony said he had the edge haircut. He had the edge haircut and he had the beard trimmed up. He had that short.
Yeah, but I didn't think that was a bad look to him though. And no. Daniel Bryan's not good for having good mic skills supposedly, but I thought he was good as a heel when he cut promos. But other than that, I thought he did. I thought he cut a pretty good promo. It wasn't even a promo, so it was just him talking,
right,
which is usually the best promos you get out of people. You just let them be themselves and things like that. Back on the back injury, maybe CM Punk should pick up some DDP yoga because just not a cheap plug. It's just AJ Styles was on DDP Yoga's channel. He had some back issues and the yoga fixed that. It fixed DDP and it fixed Chris Jericho. They all had similar back problems. Well, maybe not similar, but they all have back problems like CM Punk, and maybe CM Punk should pick up some DDP yoga. Just saying,
exactly.
Maybe somebody should tell him that. I bet DDP's trying to reach out to him right now because DDP's always trying to reach out to somebody, ex-wrestler, whatever. Come on, try this out. Try it out. Help you back, man. Shit, I get tired of it, man. It's so repetitive. I'd rather just do yoga that I follow on YouTube. 'Cause you get new videos every day. DDP is the same video over and over and over. Got to watch it on mute, man. Can't take it. That's why I was posting Kevin Owens theme music. I put doing yoga, playing Kevin Owens theme music because I just can't stand DDP's voice after you watch the video so many times. It gets so repetitive. Hell, Justin's seen it before. Justin came over here a couple of years ago and seen the DDP yoga vids, and he still remembers the breathe in, breathe out. We were playing in slow-mo. It was so funny, man. But it's the same fucking video. You just get tired of it. So I actually did me some military squats last night. It built up my fucking legs. I don't need yoga, man. Yoga's good for stretching. I ain't going to knock it, but I just got to get back into weightlifting and bench pressing, just because it just helps me breathe better. That's why I'm so energized today, because I've been working out some. And not to mention, 2 loads of coffee. So I love coffee, man. And coffee's not bad for you. I mean, yeah, you crash from it, but that's when you drink another cup. And I can always say, well, hey, I'm not perfect. I'm not a perfect person.
One more little tidbit, Bullet, is my interest here we were talking about. Says that Booker T tweeted that he's going to be hosting a screening of the resurrection of Jake the Snake with DDP and Jake Roberts, March 9th in Houston, Texas. So we'll see how that goes. We've been talking about last couple of days you and I have about Jake the Snake and, what his real mindset is right now with everything he's went through. But,
Jake is full of crap, man. When they play the resurrection of Jake the Snake after the credits roll, they need to play that Twitter video clip that he sent to Bray Wyatt. They need to play that after the credits roll and be like, this is what happens to a person when they relapse. DDP ain't said nothing about Jake recently that I'm aware of. But, yeah, Jake the Snake fucked up, man. He got high on drugs and made a really stupid Twitter video and then quickly deleted it. And nobody's asked DDP about it. Of course, DDP agrees. He'd be like, hey, don't ask me about Jake. I'm going to do this interview, but don't you ask me about Jake. So, yeah, but Jake's got to be watched out for the rest of his life, man, because he's just going to relapse every time. That's all he's going to do. He's just going to he's going to get bored one night. He's going to say, well, shit, a little bit of heroin will fix that. Then it turns into a problem, He's too prone to it. He did good when he was with DDP, but as soon as he moved out the accountability crib, he fucked up,
Well, again, like you said, they can't hold on to him forever. He's going to have to learn to grow up.
Yeah, that's true, but I just think it's just too ingrained in him. He's been doing drugs for so many years. It's just such a bad habit to him. I don't know. He's just better off in prison, man. I hate to say that but he'll get 3 meals a day, no drugs. But I heard you can get drugs in prison. I don't know, but I don't know. Maybe I wish him well though. I hope he does well. But
Right.
I was just sad when he did that Twitter video, and it's like, damn, Jake done went down to the dark side again, yeah.
Oh, man.
Like, come on, Bray Wyatt, I'll give you a rim job. I can't believe he said that shit, man. It's so crazy. Ugh.
Yeah.
He had to be high out of his mind to say shit like that to Bray Wyatt on Twitter. Come on, hey, Bray Wyatt, I'll give you a rim job, man. All this other crap. You know. And you saw Jake the Snake at the Hall of Fame a couple of years back. He couldn't even talk, man. Let me tell you about my shoulder, man. My shoulder's been killing me. And thank you guys for having me.
As I actually was watching The Sheik on Netflix, and he was on there talking. You can hardly hear him say anything.
The Sheik is what I'm going to do to Taiwan one day if I ever travel over there. I'm going to fuck you in the ass and humble you, Taiwan person. I will humble you. Fuck you in the ass and humble you. Iron Sheik is the way to go, man. He's a real man's man, you know.
That's right. He ain't scared of nobody.
That's right. He humble you. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do if I end up with a stuck-up bitch. I will humble her and make her into a good person. So one less bad person, one more good person. You know, turn them babyface. As I humble them. Yeah. Anyway, I'm done talking.
That's about all the wrestling news I have for this week, man. I may do a TNA review. I may do one.
Yeah, that could be your stick, man.
I
don't watch TNA. I like TNA. I ain't got nothing against it. I just don't think about it. But,
I will watch it just for that. It's not that. Well, I kind of do that every I try to watch it. But I was thinking a while ago might do a report. It's not, without the commercials and all, it's not that long. So I may try to watch a lot of it, take some notes, and then do a TNA review.
Yeah, I'll watch. Yeah, if you do it, I'll watch it, man. Shoot, I can get my insight of TNA from you.
Yeah, if you'll see, cool. You see it on my page, you'll know that's what it is and all. But I may start doing a TNA report because I can watch it on the same channel.
Yeah.
I used to watch Raw with, so. I'm sure to watch that, but it was good. I'm glad we got a chance to get back in the flow of things. Voice and tell sounds a little bit better. I can't really laugh a whole lot or make more sounds or voices, but
yeah, I'm glad your cough is gone though. Yeah, you do sound a lot better.
Yeah.
But I thought about doing some more WWE videos myself, but like solo videos, like how WWE can fix Bray Wyatt, or for example, something like that. Those are some good ideas.
Oh,
and
yeah.
For you, Ravenous, if you want to talk about wrestling on your channel, you can be like how WWE can fix whoever, just an idea. Ideas.
Indeed.
Yeah. I do.
Well, I think we're pretty much done. Unless you guys got anything else you want to add, or
no, sir, not right at the moment. I think that pretty much wrapped it up for today.
Oh, I don't even know if you guys have mentioned this from before. Maybe we talked about it earlier. Maybe I forgot. But about the whole thing with Titus O'Neil grabbing Vince McMahon's arm.
Yeah, we touched on that before you came in, but give us your thoughts on that. We're very interested to hear your thoughts because you're the one that shared the video. So
yeah, I know. I mean, I don't understand what in the world happened. It seemed like it was a friendly kind of gesture, because it was there for Daniel Bryan, for him and his farewell address, and Titus O'Neil was just standing there. It looked like maybe he was just shaking Vince's hand or giving him 5 or something, and then Vince turned around and shoved Titus away. I think Vince is getting old and senile and needs to be put out to pasture. That's what I think. Because why in the world is he just going to turn around and get all pissed off at Titus and then they go and suspend him for 90 days? When from what I saw, there wasn't anything that was wrong with what was happening. It was supposed to be a time of celebration and celebrating Daniel Bryan, and Titus was probably just doing some friendly gesture to Vince, and Vince would freaking flip on him and PMS all over the place and got mad at him, and then they go and suspend him for 90 days. That doesn't make any sense to me. It doesn't, none whatsoever. From what we've seen, I have no idea, but I thought it was just stupid.
Cause my daddy was a slave owner. That's why.
I don't get that. I don't really understand why. Like I told Bullet before you came in, I don't get why. Then you have some that are saying, well, Vince didn't like being pulled back. He almost fell over. Stephanie was beside of him.
He didn't get pulled over. He stood just as tall as an oak tree like he always does. He didn't look like he was going to get pulled over at all.
Here's what it said. WWE's backstage atmosphere has been compared to a high school. Talents often receive backstage heat for the smallest of things. Just a few examples were that of former WWE diva Caitlyn interrupting Stephanie McMahon while she was in a conversation with someone else, which resulted in her being jobbed out and embarrassed on TV. And Paul London being fired for smiling during a TV segment where Vince McMahon walked backstage. There are many other examples. Also keep in mind, Vince is a guy who despises sneezing, and if you sneeze anywhere around him, you are chewed out. Titus O'Neil is a well-liked backstage and does a ton of charity work for the company. He often takes part in the Be a Star rallies prior to WWE TV tapings as well. I said, as you likely guessed, there are a number of people within WWE who are rolling their eyes over the suspension.
Yeah, WWE always comes off very immature to me. So, like a company, if I worked for them, there would be so many little shenanigans going on and drama. I couldn't even work there because, I wasn't going to say AJ Lee. When she left WWE, they had Nikki Bella erase her record. Just immature stuff like that, man. Mm-hmm. Always backlash.
People always have their thoughts about what's going on with Vince and WWE and everything, and it's kind of crazy to me. But I really think it boils down to the wrestler, and because some people have said Vince is a complete dickhead and they don't want to work with him or have nothing to do with him anymore, just like with CM Punk. And then you got other people that love Vince and like working with him and all this other stuff. It's like going and suspending John Cena if he were to go and do something with Vince.
He's just stubborn.
Their bread and butter. They wouldn't do that.
Right.
They could probably be doing that segment, and Cena could go and body slam Vince, and Vince would laugh and get up and give him high five and be like, "Way to go!" And just walk off and wouldn't suspend him or fire him or do nothing because he's their bread and butter.
Well, see, that's why
that's politics. Yeah,
that's why
right.
We were talking about that. Me and Bull and I were talking about. We were talking about how he's taking punts to the head, real life punts from Randy Orton. He's taking stunner from Stone Cold, rock bottoms from The Rock. Probably took
boom shakalaka. We got to make this look real. It's my company. We got to make it look real. So kick me hard as you can. Boom shakalaka.
He turns his hand off and he can't deal with that. That's just weird to me.
Got to make it look real. It's my company. Well, okay. My thing is Vince McMahon's a very stubborn, egotistical man. Some people agree with his philosophy and others don't. I think that's the ones that get along with him. The ones that agree with his egotistical / philosophy. The ones that agree with that are okay. And Cena, he's just a fucking poster boy, ass kisser type anyway. I don't believe nothing he says because he comes off as a shady businessman to me. I just don't buy into his promos too much. Now, the promos he had with The Rock the first year were kind of funny, entertaining because he was getting passionate about what he does. I'm here every week. You're here once a year, stuff like that. That was okay, but I'm not too much of a Cena fan. And I know that from Total Divas. Dolph Ziggler's trying to fuck his fiance or wife, and he ain't doing shit about it, but just pumping iron, man. Oh, yeah. Cena don't have... Go ahead.
Oh, no, just say not trying to interrupt you. Just one little thing else passed. Today marks the 13th anniversary of Kurt Hennig's death from wrestling.
Oh, man, he's
Mr. Perfect.
Yeah, Mr. Perfect, man. That was my number 2 guy right there. When Bret Hart, Mr. Perfect, had the IC title match at SummerSlam 91. Oh, that was so cool, man. Then they had that rematch at King of the Ring 93. Mr. Perfect and Bret Hart, man, 2 of the best, man. I used to love Mr. Perfect. And I was so disappointed when he jumped ship to WCW, no offense, because he didn't do much there. They put him in the NWO. Then he came out with that, what was it, the Wild West rap group. That was kind of funny. I just liked him as Mr. Perfect, the Perfect Plex. That motherfucker could sell, too. He could sell. Dolph Ziggler's a good bumper. Mr. Perfect's a good seller. That motherfucker could sell. Watch him and Bret Hart have a match and tell me what's wrong with it.
Well, I tell you, man, it's like you said, his vignettes when before he started there and just getting people, and that's why I missed the old vignettes back then, was the fact that they basically introduced you to somebody like with Razor when he came out with Kurt Hennig. Mr. Perfect was always like the first time you ever seen someone classified as perfect. That made he could throw the football, run down there and catch it himself. He could throw the basketball from one end of the hoop to the other. He could hit a home run. He could make a catch. He could make everything. It was just so cool to see that kind of athlete in there, with that. So, yeah, man, it was a sad loss that we lost when he passed away. But he was always, he was a great athlete. And to me, his promos and stuff and vignettes that he done were really well because they made you want to invest in the character and just to see just what he would do. So I agree with you. I think he was just a really good wrestler.
Man, I know I marked out when Mr. Perfect came back to the WWF back in 2001, 2002 when he came back for that short little run before he passed on, and there's a hidden gem. Mr. Perfect versus Edge, from SmackDown or Raw, back in that time frame was a really good match. And Edge talked about that in his documentary, how it was a pleasure to work with Kurt Hennig like that. And I was so happy to see him back in WWF at the time. And then just a year later, he's gone. I was like, damn, that sucks. Because he really was one of my all-time favorites. That's why I'm so big on Curtis Axel. I'm like, well, won't they do something with him? Call him Mr. Imperfect. He could be the opposite or whatever the case. But
yeah, that's what they did. They need to do, man. But it's
and Larry the Axe was Kurt Hennig's dad. Yeah, and Joe Hennig's grandpa. I mean, it's a wrestling history there.
It's all about creative, Bullet. It's all about creative, and
they don't create the new creative team. The writers, they're wannabe Hollywood writers. They don't give a shit about wrestling heritage and history.
That's true.
The way I see it, unless it benefits them, they only care around WrestleMania season or whatnot. So yeah, it's a walking contradiction. Oh yeah, there was a funny thing I heard on. I forget where it was now, but they were saying. It was Dave Meltzer. He was talking about how non-WWE news reporters, when they interview WWE guys are like, hey, we can't use the term wrestling. We can't use the term chokehold. And the news reporters are always confused because they're like, hey, wrestler, are you a wrestler? No, I'm not a wrestler. I'm an entertainer. So Dave Meltzer's talking about how funny it is to watch a non-wrestling fan news reporter interview an actual WWE superstar. Because like, hey, I can't say that term. It's a title, not a belt. We're not wrestlers. We're entertainers. And the interviewer is like, okay. Sports entertainers, okay. And nobody says sports entertainers. It's like if you walked up to Sheamus and said, hey, Sheamus, you're a good wrestler. Nah, man, I'm a sports entertainer. John Cena has to get a new job. And they say, ain't you a former wrestler? Like, nah, man, I was an entertainer. That was my former employer. I was an entertainer. I say use all the terms because Daniel Bryan mentioned the term wrestling. I think they kind of brought it back some. I think it's all good. Just use all of it. Don't ignore it. Because people ain't going to ignore it. Because like the news reporter interviewer, hey, wrestler, how you doing? Well, I'm not actually a wrestler. That's a nice belt you got. Well, it's not actually a belt. It's a title. Yeah. Oh, okay.
It's so stupid, their terminology, man. It makes no friggin' sense whatsoever. I swear.
To a non-wrestling fan, to a non-wrestling fan, their terminology's pretty fucking crazy.
Yeah, great way to grab in new fans, isn't it? Oh, you can't use this terminology when terminology like that was used back in the 80s, 90s, 70s, all the way up to the 2000s. And then you go and change it. What difference does it make? It's a belt. It's a freaking belt. That's what it is. That's what you put on.
Well, that's why this show is not called, TeamB Sports Entertainment. This Week in Sports Entertainment.
Yeah, exactly.
Nobody calls it that, So when I put it in the category, I put it in the sports category. I don't know why. I'm either going to put it in sports or entertainment, but I just put it in sports. Because we're on ESPN, so they're partially sports entertainment, so I just put it in sports, What about you, Bill? What category do you put your YouTube videos in for WWE? You put in entertainment or sports?
Well, dude, honestly,
I ain't put none for mine. I just put them out there.
I don't even know what it's on, whatever default is. whatever the default is.
I think people in blogs is the default. I just changed it because I thought people would look at it. That's why. But yeah, that's the only way I changed it. They're like, oh, it's a gaming video, but you're talking about this. That's not a gaming video. That's not a sports video. That's why I did it.
Mm-hmm. Well, I hadn't really decided yet because really I hadn't thought about it. But I mean, what would you'd be split between what to put it with that situation,
I just think common people that were searching WWE will search sports more so than entertainment.
I would think so. I would.
It just seems like it, yeah. And we don't get bad views anyway, so something's working,
Oh yeah, it is, man. We're pretty good with it.
Yeah. All right, well, I think that's about it. Let me do my my missionary impersonation and do my quick plugs. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, checking out TeamB Wrestling this week in WWE. Be sure to check out more of us. Sub to my channel, sub to Bill Mack and Ravenous Spectre channels. They're featured channels on my channel. Very good content they produce, and best stuff on YouTube in my opinion. And shout out to Wrestling Soup for following me on YouTube. So I got to plug them for that. Appreciate that. And with that, that's all the fuck I got to say. And thank you very much, my friends, for watching.
Yeah.
And y'all take care.
Peace.